This is the Business Leadership Series Minute with your host and best-selling author of Don't Buy a Duck, Derek Champagne.
I love learning from people who have been in the trenches and have been able to pull themselves up by the bootstraps, who found their way and doing the things that you've done. So many people can relate to your story. You persevered through obstacles and came out on top. You didn't have everything handed to you, and you always see opportunities to help people. Let's turn and talk about your book, The Immigrant Edge. This book just hit New York Times bestseller. So tell me more about the book. What is The Immigrant Edge?
Well, so imagine this. I'm 30 years in the States, living the life of Riley, as they say in Ireland, right? And I see a report from the Harvard Institute of Politics, and it said that 50% of millennials believe that the American dream is no longer attainable. And then I read a second report that said 50% of baby boomers believe that their kids will not have as much opportunity as they've enjoyed. And when you're an immigrant and you come from the place like I have, like so many thousands have, that's kind of a shock to the system to hear that. And everyone's entitled to an opinion, but those opinions those are their feelings, but it's just not true. It's not even close to being true. There will be 5 times the amount of millionaires made in the next 50 years than there were in the last 50. No question about it. And we have data, we have projections, we have GDP forecasts, we have all those things. But at the end of the day, if you believe that you can't be successful, if you believe that the American dream can't be attained, then you won't even bother dreaming. And so I have been blessed beyond belief. As you know, there's a lot of people in my world, they'll write a book and then become a speaker. I spent 22 years on the road and then finally wrote a book. And it's interesting how that's worked. I mean, I'm not a household name except in my niche. We hit the New York Times bestseller list the first week out because we've been blessing people for a long time. But I want to reach people that I don't know and to encourage them. And so the first thing was, I decided, what are the principles that not only made me successful, but dozens of the Fortune 1 and 500 companies that were founded by immigrants. There is just tons of people in the Forbes 400 richest people in America and in the world who are themselves immigrants. And so I started with my research team breaking down all the characteristics of all these people who came here with nothing and made it big. Because if you can come here with nothing, maybe don't know the culture, the language, how things go, how business works, and be successful, then anybody can do it.
To hear full episodes of the Business Leadership Series, visit blsnow.net.